Good morning, students. I am Umesh. Today, let us learn about an important lesson from first language English, that is Elixir of Life, written by C.V. Raman. It's a very important lesson for the examination point of view. Before going into video, please like, share and subscribe and do comment. Let us know about the author. The author of this lesson is none other than C.V. Raman. His timeline was 1888 to 1970. He was passionate about science from his childhood. He got Nobel Prize in 1930 for his invention Raman effect, and also Indian government awarded him Bharata Ratna. Not only this, in 1957 Russian government gave International Lenin Prize for his great contribution to the science. Now, let us go to the next slide. Let us unlock the secrets of Raman's Elixir of Life. What are the things we are going to learn in this lesson? Let us see one by one. The main theme of the lesson, then importance of the water as an elixir of life. Third point is summary and analysis with explanation. Then last point is board exam important questions and answers. These are the points we're going to learn in this lesson. Meaning of the title Elixir of Life. May be wondering, isn't it? What is elixir? What is the meaning of this word? So let us understand that. Elixir means a magical or life-giving substance. Actually, we call it as a Amrita in Kannada, or in Hindi language also we call it as Amrit. What points you have to remember to understand this lesson? That is, importance of water in nature. Then, role of water in agriculture and human civilization. Contrast between fertile lands and deserts. Then, water as a source of beauty, joy and life. So these are the important points we have to remember. I'll explain one by one in detail. Elixir of life. From ancient time, people were in search of Amrit, which gives eternal life or live forever. Then what is this elixir? Elixir is nothing but a simple water which is present on the earth, which gives us life. Without that, life is not possible. Then, however, not something imaginary. Elixir means it's not very imaginary, which is in heaven, where only the gods and goddesses had that Amrit, access to that Amrit. It's not like that. Amrit is nothing but, or elixir is nothing but a simple water because of which the life is present on the earth. For example, we'll understand with the Nile Valley. Where is Nile Valley? Nile River is in Egypt, isn't it? Actually, if you see the both sides of the Nile River, one side there is a huge desert is there is no life at all. The other side there is a life, forest, trees. Nile civilization, Egyptian civilization came into existence because of the Nile River. You go and search around the villages or around the towns, definitely there will be a water body. Most of the villages, most of the towns came into existence on the banks of the water bodies. It may be river, it may be pond, it may be reservoir. So water is very, very basic and essential things, without which life is not at all possible. Day to day we are using water. It's very ordinary, common thing. You know one thing, it's very powerful and most wonderful also. Why? Because even our body contains 70% of water. Without water, neither plants, nor animals, nor trees, nor human life will exist on this earth. Nowadays, the space agencies like NASA and others, they are searching the planets, Earth-like planets, so that we can go and live there. What is the basic first requirement is, that is water, you know that. So that much of important is water to us. And also it is wonderful because of water only we are existing on the earth. What is the main source of water in India? There are two types of sources. One is perennial rivers, another one is non-perennial rivers. What are perennial rivers? perennial rivers exist in the North India. They flow all 12 months. Their origin is in Himalaya. In summer, the ice melts, the snow melts, and it will fed the water to the most of the rivers in the North India. Whereas in the rainy season, it rains very heavily in the North India. It provides the water to the North Indian rivers. Whereas in South India, most of the rivers are non-perennial rivers. Here we depend in South India, we depend mainly on rain. That's why they are called as non-perennial rivers or rain-fed rivers. That's why we have small ponds, tanks, and all those things, so that we can use it for agriculture, drinking purpose, other day-to-day use, animals, plants, and human beings. Isn't it? So whenever you go to South India, you can see ponds, reservoirs, small tanks of water. How they look? They look like a eyes in the human face. Morning time, it will be shining. Whenever cloudy, it will be gloom. It's so beautiful to see that these ponds and tanks in South India, which are the main source of water for agriculture and human civilization. You might have heard about water cycle. Due to the heat of the sun, due to the sunlight, the water on the surface of the oceans and get evaporated and goes up, because for every 100 meters 1 degree Celsius temperature will reduce. So this water goes up, it get condensed, and it will come in the form of clouds. Again it will rain on the mountains and plateaus and plains. Further it will go and join the oceans and seas. This is called as water cycle. It's called as a hydrological cycle also. So the water plays an important role on the surface of the earth for the existence of life. Not only this, water, not only hydrological cycle, you might have studied about soils in your 8th standard, 9th standard, or 10th standard, isn't it? There are many types of soils like alluvial soil, literate soil, isn't it? So alluvial soil, these rivers, when they are flowing from high mountain peaks, they'll flow in a high speed. Along with them, they'll cut the rocks and minerals they bring, and they'll spread on the banks of the rivers, which is called as alluvial soil. In North India, in Hindi, they call it as a bhangar soil, because what is the main chemical composition of alluvial soil? It has rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, which is very, very essential for the growth of the plants. So in this way, they'll bring the soil down while flowing from the high mountains, and when they come down, you might have heard about a course of the river. It will rain very heavily on the mountains. The speed of the river water will be very high. As they come to the foothills of the mountains, they'll slow down. When they slow down, whatever they brought, slit and sand, they'll spread on the banks. This is a process of rivers bringing a fertile soils on the river banks, which are very, especially northern plains. They are very fertile lands, because here many major rivers of India like Brahmaputra, Ganga, Yamuna, these rivers are called as perennial rivers. They spread everywhere this type of alluvial soil, because of which it's a land is fertile, agriculture is possible here. Then not only this, they are when they flow in a high speed, not only they'll spread the alluvial soil or they'll bring a rich fertile soil, they can erode also. High speed water can take away the surface soil. 6 inches is called a surface soil. You know how much time it will take to form a 6-inch surface soil? It will take 50,000 years. So such soil can be eroded because of floods. So soil erosion takes place. It's harmful for us. Land will become barren if entire surface soil is washed out. So how to prevent this erosion? So it is called as soil conservation. You can construct a small bunds so that it can reduce the speed of the flow of the water. You can plant the trees. Roots of the trees will hold the soil very tightly so that soil will not get eroded. We can construct the dams to prevent soil erosion. Water is the basis of all life. We already discussed this. Without water, it is not possible to live on this earth. It is source of our life, our agriculture, day-to-day activities, for transportation, even for our drinking water. All these things water is very essential for us. Then rainwater harvestation. In India, most of the rain water will get wasted. It will flow back to the oceans or seas. Instead of that, if you harvest the water, which store the water which we are getting from the rain, systematically by constructing ponds and by doing harvestation, by constructing roof walls, storing the water in a wells, so that the water can be stored. Underground water table will rise by in summer we can use this water properly. Otherwise the water will become waste. Water is very valuable. Without money, without other things we can live, but without water and without oxygen it's not possible to live on the earth. It's very precious, so we have to save the water. We should not waste the water. Nowadays, because of various industrial purpose, we are continuously cutting the forest. Even recently there is a news that 25% of Amazon forest vanished because of various needs of human population. They are continuously clearing the forest. Amazon forest is the source of oxygen. Amazon forest is the source of water on this planet. As you cut the trees, again you have to plant the trees also. Afforestation should be taken up in a massive scale. We have to preserve the forest. According to geography, 29% of the total geographical area of any country must have a forest. At present, what we have, 16 to 17% of forest is there. So it's very, very essential to do the plantation regularly, not only by government. Every individual, if you plant a tree, 147 or 150 crores of the trees in India. So every year or every time on different occasions, on your birthdays, when you pass, when you get good results, you have to plant a tree and take care of that. It will take care of us. According to estimate, every tree will give 5 lakh worth of oxygen in a day. Imagine the importance of the trees. Not only that, they'll give fruits, they'll give shade, they'll give shelter to the birds, animals. It will become a fodder to the animals also. So it is very, very essential for us to plant the trees. I hope you will do it regularly. Not only water is used for day-to-day life, but nowadays we are producing electricity by the water. Nowadays dams have constructed across the rivers and they have stored the water, and through the water flow of the water they are producing electricity. So main source nowadays, without electricity even we can't imagine the life itself. So water is so important. So water is an extraordinary, don't think that water is an ordinary liquid. It's an extraordinary liquid. It is abundantly available on the earth. That's why we don't take much care of that. But water is extraordinary. Without water, even we can't exist on this planet. You know that? Billions of light years, there is no life in this universe. Only life exists on this earth. Why? Because of water. So how to remember? What are the things to remember to get a good marks in the examination in this lesson? What are the key words? Elixir, fertility, conservation, water cycle, nature. So these are the important words. If you remember, you can recall entire lesson itself. Always write the author's full name. Dr. Sri C.V. Raman. Don't write Raman. Sri C.V. Raman. Mention the scientific facts and moral messages in the answer. Whenever a question is asked in your examination, you have to give an examples of scientific facts and figures. While explaining, I said there is 70% water in the body. There is 21% only land is there. Remaining 79% water is there. Water is very essential. Soil conservation, soil erosion, hydrological cycle, all these things, different stages of the water, all these things you have to mention while writing, if it is necessary, while writing in the answers. Write the answers in 2 to 3 sentences to get a full marks. These are some of the tips. Remember this. Once again, I'll repeat that. Keywords. What are the keywords you have to remember to recall the answers? That is, elixir means water, fertility, I told about alluvial soil, which is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, which is very, very essential for plants growth. Then conservation of soil, conservation, harvesting of water also. Water cycle, we discussed about water cycle, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, isn't it? That. Then nature. We can talk about nature, how nature's water is essential to preserve the nature. Then always write the name, complete name, C.V. Raman. Mention the scientific facts and moral message in the answer. What are the scientific facts? Already here, the water cycle, conservation of soil, planting the trees. Mention the scientific facts and moral messages in the answer. Hydrological cycle, conservation of soil, conservation of water, all these things you have to mention. Write answers into two to three lines to get full marks. So now we are coming to the end of this lesson. Summary. In this lesson, we learned that C.V. Raman tells us about the real elixir of life. Then he says that the water is very, very essential on this to live on this earth. Otherwise, life will not exist on this earth. How it converted a barren land, that is Nile River, into a beautiful Egyptian civilization. Then same time, water can also cause erosion, floods and all those things if it is not properly managed. Water is very precious, so we have to preserve it. Thank you for watching this video. In my next video, I'll discuss about question answers which often repeat in the examination and very, very important for your examination. Then, if you're new to my channel, please like, share and subscribe. There are many short videos of 28 seconds. Please visit my channel, that is K.B.C. English Teacher, where I have explained all important questions in the short form of videos.